When I was selling the manifest planners, there was only one website that I wanted to use, and that was Shopify. The reason that I wanted to use Shopify was because I knew Shopify was home to huge brands like Aloe, Gymshark, Skims. Like you can just see the cream always rises. And I really think that the biggest brands using this affordable platform and making my brand look just as professional as like Skims, a $1 billion brand, is honestly priceless. So for me, when it came to selling, I knew that my only option that I wanted to go with was Shopify. Upgrade your business to get the same checkout that the Manifest Planner or Skims uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/manifest, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/manifest to upgrade your selling today. That's shopify.com/manifest. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Manifest with Tori DeSimone. I'm your host, Tori DeSimone. Today is the Miami Tell-All episode. So if you guys have been following me on Instagram, then you saw that I was in Miami this past week. And every time I say that, I feel like all weekend we were saying that we were like cosplaying being baddies. And we were just like pretending to be characters of ourselves. And this weekend, I feel like I unlocked my Miami baddie. And I had a lot of fun. I've never been to Miami before. I have never taken a girls trip before, like just me and my girlfriends, like going somewhere. So it was all really fun and new and really exciting. So I had such a good time. So let me start by saying that we went to, there's so much to talk about. Where do I even begin? The main reason I went to Miami was to see Taylor Swift, and we will, of course, talk about the Eras Tour. So that was night 3 of our trip. I went to Miami night 1, and look, I'll be the first to admit it. I am not the biggest Swiftie in the world, meaning I don't know what everything means all the time. And if you like said one of her lyrics, I couldn't necessarily tell you what song it was and what year it was written and what she was thinking in that moment. Like, and the girls, my friends that I was with, they are like that. So I went into the weekend thinking like, I'm a big Taylor Swift fan. Like I love Taylor. I love Taylor. I'm really excited. Like I know all the songs. Like I'm really excited. I was very mistaken when I got there to realize how little of Taylor I knew. Which was shocking because I would consider myself a very big Taylor Swift fan. However, Swifties are another level of they know everything. So with that being said, just know I am a big Taylor Swift fan. And I also knew how important Miami Night 1 was because of a lot of Easter eggs going on. But compared to my other friends that I was with, you would have thought I just listened to the first Taylor Swift song of all time. Anyway. So I went with my best friends, Katie, Rachel, and Sarah, and we had the best time. It was so much fun. So the main reason we went to Miami was because of Taylor, but we decided to make a little trip out of it and do like a little mini vacation. And like I said, it was my first ever girls trip. So I had a really good time. So, we got there Wednesday and then I flew home yesterday, which was Saturday. And obviously today is Monday when you guys are listening to this. So it was 3 nights and it was a perfect amount of time. On Saturday, yesterday, when we were flying home, I was like, I feel like we've been here for a week and a half. We've done so much and it's the perfect amount of time to where I'm leaving wanting more. So in this episode, I'll tell you guys all about what we did, where we went. I was posting a lot on Instagram with my outfits and stuff like that. I will talk about where I got all my outfits from. We'll talk about beauty stuff, hair, makeup, accessories, and then of course the Taylor show. I was getting a ton of questions about all of it. So I'll just kind of recap the weekend and we'll just have some fun. And this is like such a fun episode for me to film. So let's just begin. So on Wednesday I flew out, and you guys know I am really not the best flyer, but I'm getting a lot better. But I also think I'm getting a lot better because I got like prescription medication for when I fly, and that really, really helps, which obviously that's what it's for, but it really does help. And like, I would love to not be on it eventually when I fly, but for the time being, it gets me on planes and it gets me to not worry. It's such a crazy thing, my medication, because when I take it, like there are definitely moments where I feel anxious or fearful, but I'm not actually fearful. Like I have thoughts cross my mind, or like my body will have a reaction, but there's nothing, there's no like fight or flight going on in my body. It's a very weird feeling. And when we landed on Wednesday, I took my medication before the plane, and it's a 2-hour plane ride, so obviously it lasts like way longer than just the plane ride. And then when we landed, I wanted coffee, so I got coffee, and that was a crazy experience. I've never had coffee mixed with my anti-anxiety medication, because it was like all the caffeine of coffee without the jitters or the anxieties of it, and that's a really wild phenomenon that I've never felt before. That was like, I was like, wow, is this how coffee should? Now I'm like wondering if I should even be drinking coffee, because I don't feel like that. Like I just normally get a little like jittery and on edge when I have coffee, but I just thought that's how everyone felt. And I've just grown accustomed to it. But now it's just like, oh, I have a ton of energy with no anxiety. And that was like awesome. Anyway, so yeah, I would love to eventually get off of my anti-anxiety medication or my anxiety medication, but it was amazing. It got me on the plane. It got me to and from where I needed to be, and it was wonderful. So I'm really happy that I have that. It's made flying a lot better. And also what made flying a lot better for me is I've recently taken up knitting, which is a very fun hobby. I started taking knitting classes locally. There's a place near me that offers knitting classes. So I started going, and it's been wonderful. I'm knitting a scarf. And so I took it on the plane, and the whole way there, I knit for the flight was like 2.5 hours. So I knit for 2 hours, and it flew by. No pun intended. The flight flew by, and it's very meditative when you get in the flow of it, because I was just listening to music. I'm in like a big country music phase right now, specifically The Kind of Love We Make by Luke Combs. I don't know what it is about that song, but I'm like addicted to it. So I pretty much listened to that song on repeat the whole plane ride, and then I knit, and it was awesome. It was a very calming flight, really simple to get there. It was awesome. What I will say about this though is I was so surprised at how close the planes fly to the buildings in Miami. That is really jarring to see, for obvious reasons. And it was just really like bizarre. But when we flew out of Miami, I realized like it's just how it is. So, okay, we landed. Here's what I have to say. Never been to Miami. I completely get why people love Miami. It's literally a city at the beach. Like, I loved it. I loved Miami. What I also really liked about Miami is that you could like be fully ready, and like your whole main event could be the best part of the night, which in my opinion is getting ready and then going out to dinner and then going home. That's what we did the 2 of the 3 nights that we were there. And it was so much fun. I just had such a great time. I really liked the city. The weather wasn't like the best while we were there, but it didn't matter because I had never been there previously, so I had nothing to compare it to. It was just overcast, and our show was a rain show, which was really cool. We were covered, so we weren't rained on, but the weather was like overcast. It was very windy, but I'm also thinking now maybe that's just like normal in Miami because it's on the water. I really don't know, but it was wonderful to say the least. So we landed, and then on Wednesday, it was Katie's birthday on Tuesday, the day before. So we were having a dinner on Wednesday to celebrate Katie. We went to Water at the One Hotel. It's the rooftop restaurant. It was so delicious there. It was absolutely incredible. For the first 2 days of the trip, our entire diet was sushi. The sushi in Miami is incredible, from at least where I went. Incredible, like the best sushi ever. And I tried this new roll that I really like, and I need to find it back at home. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think it was a yellowtail fish, delicious, and then a very like lemony pairing with it. It was like a citrus roll of kind, and it was really, really good. Anyway, we went to water. It was amazing. Let's see, what did we get? Well, first of all, the One Hotel, I completely understand why people are obsessed with the One Hotel. It is stunning. One of the most beautiful hotels I've ever been in. Just so, so, so stunning. So we went there. We didn't stay at the One Hotel. We stayed at a Hyatt in Miami. And that was great. Loved the hotel. That was a great place, great destination. So we were at a Hyatt in Miami, and then we went to the One. Beautiful hotel. And at dinner, we ordered crispy tuna rice, crispy, crunchy tuna roll, that yellowtail roll I was telling you about, edamame. I can't even remember everything, but we just did a bunch of shareables. And oh my God, it was so good. My friends were drinking. I don't drink, so I wasn't drinking. I was just having sparkling water, and it was just so delicious. And then the outfit that I was wearing, pretty much all of my outfits are from Fashion Nova. That's what you guys need to know. And they were all around $20. The most expensive thing was my 3-piece bikini set, and that was $30. So my outfits were very affordable. And at first I was shopping on Revolve for my outfits. And then I was like, Tori, you're going to Miami. You might not wear these dresses again, because I told you I was cosplaying being a Miami baddie. So let's go right to the source, Fashion Nova. Okay, let's go to where the girls get their stuff. The girls that are like, not looking to spend tons of money. Fashion Nova. So I was looking tastefully on Fashion Nova to see what I could find, because some things are really hit or miss, but I think I found some really good pieces, and they were all, like I said, like $20. So the first night I wore a long maxi dress that was strapless, and it was like a pleather. It was a faux leather. And it had a slit going down the left side, so it could move a little bit. And I loved this dress. It gave great shape to my body, but I didn't feel really exposed. And like, I just didn't feel exposed. Like, I felt very beautiful and sexy and grown up and mature, but also at the same time, like, modest in a way. Like, I don't know. I really liked the dress a lot. It was $20. I got it from Fashion Nova. I packed clear heels because for me, I don't have a ton of high heels just because I don't wear them a lot to invest in like really pretty, strappy, like fun going out heels. So I normally just wear clear heels. They go with everything. The pair that I have is from Amazon. I love them. I've also linked all of this stuff on my Instagram and on my LTK, so you guys can search for it on there. On my Instagram, they're saved in my Miami highlights and on my links highlights, so you can go through there. And then on LTK, just look for the posts. Instagram's probably easier, but anyway, so that's what I wore there. I will do an updated makeup routine video probably on my Instagram. Check that out. I'll just post like the products and stuff, but then if you're a subscriber, I'll probably post like an in-depth tutorial this week or next week of my makeup routine, because I really got down a good makeup routine that I really, really like. And it doesn't take a ton of products, and it's very natural looking, but also sexy and going out at nighttime. And you could just leave out a few products and then it's daytime. So I really like my current makeup routine, and I will do a whole subscriber only on Instagram episode about that, but I will also do like a post on Instagram about it as well. My hair, I'm getting a lot of questions about my hair. So for inspo pictures with my hair, that's the main thing I get. Like, what did you ask for at the salon? So here's the tea. In March, I got my hair lightened. My hair guy, Vin Loves Hair, he did my hair and he did such an amazing job. We just took my natural base color, which is all of this in the back. This is all my natural. And he just put a few highlights in it just to brighten me up. I went in not with a ton of inspo pictures, but with the vibe of like, I just want to look sun-kissed, but still brunette. And he was like, okay, got it. And that's what I asked for. And that's what he delivered. So I wish I could show you guys, like, this is the picture that I asked for, but I don't really have that. And I've been going to him for years now. So he knows what I like. He knows what I don't like. I tend to like warm hair. I don't like anything too ashy on me. So he did that back in March. The reason I'm bringing that up is because I had the whole summer. My hair got like naturally sun-kissed. We toned it once throughout the summer. We actually toned it down in the summer because it was getting a little, I don't know why we toned it down, but we just did. But we didn't tone the front. We just toned the back. And then this time when I went about a week before the trip in October, I went to him and I said, I love the color. I love how everything is growing out from March. The only thing I want is, can you just bump up my front pieces, my money pieces? So that's the only thing that he did color wise, was added. He just bumped up my money pieces ever so slightly in the front. Nothing else was touched. So we probably added 5 foils each side. So probably 10 face framing foils total. That was it for the color. And again, toned me really warm. I like warmth in my hair. I just think it looks better on me than any sort of ash. And he also says that my hair pulls very ashy. So that's all that we did for the color. Now I added a row of hair extensions. I did 1 row of hand-tied hair extensions. I have Bellamy hair in, and we cut it to the length of my hair. So this is the length of my hair, but I just wanted my ends to be a little bit more full. And I just wanted my hair to be a little bit thicker. So he added that, and I'm sure the color of the extensions are also contributing to the color that you guys are seeing. I don't know what color he put in my hair. I could ask him, but if you're curious, you could, I'm sure, always DM him. It's at Vin Loves Hair. He's amazing. And yeah, so I'm sure adding in a row of hair extensions also contributes to the color, but I will say the color of the extensions is the exact color of my hair that he colored for me back in March and that we've just maintained through then. So it's actually crazy. You can't tell a difference between the extensions and my hair, partially because it's the same length, partially because it's the exact same color and combo. It's just like he just knocked it out of the park, and he gave me exactly what I wanted. I could show you guys an inspo picture that I showed him for this time, but I feel like we didn't even really do it. And that's not the goal when I go to him. He knows what I want and he knows what I don't want. So I just trust him. But yeah, the only thing we did this time was bump up my money pieces and just keep me nice and warm in a tone, and added in a row of extensions. And I just waved it with a 1.5 inch curling iron, or I'm sorry, a 1.5 inch curling iron, which I have an Instagram tutorial up on my Instagram, on my IG highlights. It says curl with clamp, and that's a tutorial of how I curl my hair with a clamp, which is exactly how I curled my hair, and I have all the products in that linked as well. So that's how I was curling my hair this whole trip, except for Era's night, which we'll get to. So that was night 1. We went to water at the one hotel. It was awesome. Then we went to bed. Good night. Wake up the next morning. Next morning we walked around. We were staying in like Brickell, so we were walking around Brickell and just getting a little hot girl walk in. We went to Joe and the Juice. That was my first time ever going to Joe and the Juice. It was delicious. I got some smoothie. I forget which one, but it was really good. And it was delish, whatever. We went back to the hotel, got ready, and then we went to Nikki Beach, which is a day club in South Beach, I think it is, or Miami. I don't know where we were, you guys. Rachel was in charge of like the Ubers, and thank God, because I would just get in a car and then I would get out and I'd be somewhere else. And I'm like, oh, here we are. So I barely knew, like once I started opening up maps and being like, oh, South Beach you have to take a bridge to get to South Beach, and Miami's here, South Beach is here, Star Island is here. I only know Star Island because of Real Housewives of Miami, which I saw Hoxine plastic surgery, which that was pretty cool to see, even though we hate Lenny. I did take a picture of it and I was like, oh, that's cool. It's a little bit more north of Miami. It was on the way to the Hard Rock. Anyway, so then we went to Nikki Beach, which I don't know where it is in Miami. So I don't know where it is, but we went there. And that was really cool. Here's what I will say. I love the music that they play. Well, at the one hotel and at Nikki Beach, it was the same vibe of music. It was like this very Tulum, Rufus du Sol vibe of music. I really, really liked it. It was like day club and calming, but fun. It was like, you know, that audio where it's like, let's dance. And then there's like that vibey music in the background. It was like that vibey music in the background that just makes you feel like happy and good. So I really did enjoy the music a lot. It was really nice. So we went to Nikki Beach. That was fun. We got a day bed, and there again we got a bunch of sushi. I got a wrap. Really good vibes, just fun. We were taking pictures again. I was being maybe like super annoying. Like maybe my friends were like just annoyed with how much I wanted to take pictures, but I wanted some pictures. Like I never look like this. So I'm like, I'm taking advantage of this and I'm getting my picture taken. So we were taking pictures, and what I really liked about Miami is that no one cares when you take pictures because everyone there takes pictures all the time, which I'll talk about at dinner that night because that was so funny. But anyway, everyone there takes pictures like all night or the whole time. So every time we were like taking pictures, I just felt like not weird at all. If I were, you know, around town at home taking pictures of myself like I'm in Miami, I would feel really weird. But there, I didn't feel weird at all. And especially whipping up my G7X, I'm like, oh, I'm one of these girls. That's the other thing. The camera that we used was the Canon G7X. And I looked on Amazon what the price was. I did not know it jumped that high in price. I am so sorry. I bought that camera years and years and years ago because it was like the OG vlogging camera that all the girls used. And then everyone started taking pictures with it. Thankfully for me, I've had the camera for years. So I bought it when it was like $600, which is still expensive. But at the time, I was like, I use it for work. Like it made sense. I did not know how expensive it was now. I am really sorry. If anyone knows any dupes of the Canon G7X, let me know. But the Canon G7X takes incredible pictures. I think it's partially because it blurs you so much that it's almost like where the features of your, like sometimes I will scroll in or zoom in to like the pictures and I'm like, so where is my nose? Like sometimes it just blurs a little too much, but we literally didn't do any blurring, any editing. The only editing that I do with my photos is I turn down the exposure. I just like pictures a little bit darker, but that's it. Like no blurring, like that's all the camera that you see. So it really does do a great job at blurring if you like your pictures to be a little airbrushed and blurry. That's a great camera. And the settings that I have on it, I don't do anything special. Literally, I have it on self-portrait, flash on. That's it. No other settings. I know there are a ton of settings that you can like look up on TikTok. I've never done that. I literally self-portrait, flash on. That's it. Okay. Anyway, so we were at Nikki Beach again, had incredible sushi and more edamame. At this point, I'm all sushi. I'm all edamame. That's entirely what my body is composed of. And they have like drink minimums and stuff. I, again, don't drink. So for me, not a big issue. They had a really great mocktail, which I normally don't even do mocktails because mocktails will be like $12, $16 for juice. And I'm like, I'm fine. I'd rather have sparkling water or a soda or just still water. Like I don't really need a mocktail. But this place I did get a mocktail because we had to hit an order minimum per person. And I was like, well, my food's not going to hit the minimum, so I'll just get a drink. So I got a mocktail, and I got a spicy pineapple mocktail. It was really delicious. They use spirit-free alcohol, which at that point, I don't know. It was fine. It was good. It was $16 for a mocktail, though. And I'm like, this is a really expensive glass of pineapple juice with tahini on the rim, but I'll take it. Okay. I wore a 3-piece situation this day. So I wore a bikini and then a cover up, but it was all sold together. And this was $30. So that was really great. I wore flip-flops with it. I was like, should I be wearing my clear heels with this? I think I could have worn those and they would have looked great as well. But the flip-flops were just easy. And once we got to our day bed, it was like on the beach. So I just ended up taking my flip-flops off anyway, and we were just like all barefoot, and it was fine and it was fun. We had a great time. We were just listening to the music, chit-chatting, having lunch. We were there for maybe 3 hours or so. We had a really great time. I really liked Nikki Beach. Super cool vibe. Just really nice. So not too much to say there. Again, same thing. I did the same hair. I did the same makeup, same accessories. Just again, my bathing suit and cover up were also from Fashion Nova. And I got a spray tan before the trip, and I think that really helped a ton with all the outfits and the makeup and the hair. A spray tan seriously pulls everything together. Like if I didn't have a spray tan, I don't think things would have been hitting the way that they were. So had a spray tan. Was awesome. Okay, moving on. That night we went to Komodo for dinner. In between Nikki Beach and Komodo, we went back to the hotel, rotted in bed, watched. Oh, I forgot. So when we landed, Liam Payne died. So sad. We were literally in the Uber, and my friend Rachel gets a text from her friend that was a TMZ article of Liam Payne. It said Liam Payne died. And we all were like, what? Because you guys know he was in the news, like the pop culture news, like so much recently, just for being like kind of bizarre. So we all were like, this has to be a joke. It wasn't. So we were really just like shook all night. And then on Thursday, we were just waiting for the Toast to drop an episode about Liam Payne, because the week before, Claudia was like kind of going in on Liam Payne. So we were like, I wonder if she's going to like what they're going to say about it now. So we were just waiting for the Toast to drop their episode. They dropped it while we were at Nikki Beach. So then we went back home and got in bed, and all were just like rotting before dinner, because you go to dinner late in Miami. Okay, like I think our dinner reservation was at the night before, it was at 9. This night it was at 8:30. And for me, I'm normally in bed by then, and I think that's also early in Miami. I think most people go to dinner at like 10 or 11. So anyway, we got back in bed and put on the Toast, and we wanted to like watch what they had to say about Liam Payne and stuff. So we watched the Toast in bed, and then we just like took naps, whatever, got ready for dinner, and then we went to Komodo for dinner. When I was selling the Manifest Planners, there was only one website that I wanted to use, and that was Shopify. The reason that I wanted to use Shopify was because I knew Shopify was home to huge brands like Aloe, Gymshark, Skims. Like you can just see the cream always rises, and I really think that the biggest brands using this affordable platform and making my brand look just as professional as like Skims, a $1 billion brand, is honestly priceless. So for me, when it came to selling, I knew that my only option that I wanted to go with was Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet and the not so secret Shop Pay, which boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts go abandoned and way more sales go. So if you're ready to grow your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling and strolling, whether that be on the web, in your store, in the feed, or anywhere in between, because businesses that sell more sell with Shopify. Upgrade your business to get the same checkout that the Manifest Planner or Skims uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/manifest, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/manifest to upgrade your selling today. That's shopify.com/manifest. Komodo was incredible. It was an Asian fusion dinner, and the food was phenomenal. They also had sushi there, but we stopped this. We had to put a stop on the sushi because prior to this we were only eating sushi. So we were like, okay, let's try some other things. Komodo definitely had the best food. Like, don't get me wrong, all the food was incredible, but the food at Komodo, so good. And also Komodo was really close to our hotel, so we walked there, and that was really nice. And it was a really, really cool restaurant. What was so funny about Komodo is there was a table of a family, and moms, husbands, sons, and the sons were like 3, 4, 5, 6. Like they couldn't have been older than 6. And it was so fun. These little boys were taking these Miami baddie pictures of their moms. It was so funny. I was like living for it. I'm like, this is Miami. Like, this is what I was looking for. This is what I came here for. Like, I'm obsessed with this. I love this. It was so cute to watch. It was so funny to me just to like see as an outside perspective. And these little boys were just so adorable. They were so cute. They were dressed in like the cutest little outfits, out at dinner at like 9 p.m. on a Thursday night. Like they were just the cutest little things. And I'm like, this is Miami. Like, I don't know if they live here or if they're on vacation, but they are so freaking cute. Another thing I noticed, the waiters, like a lot of people at the restaurant were asking waiters to take photos of them. The waiters, I'm not kidding you guys, when they would be asked to take photos, would take out like either their phone and put on the flashlight and then use another phone to take pictures, or they would bring out a whole ass like Alex Earl ring light and were like shining it on people. Like these waiters were trained in how to take pictures in Miami. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen and so incredible. And I was like, this is awesome. I'm like loving every single second of this. I'm so glad I get to witness this. It was just so awesome. So it was fun to watch. Okay, same thing about outfit. This day, I wore a high neck, shorter dress. It came to like the middle of my thigh and it had high neck. And because of that, there was just kind of a lot going on up at the top. So I slicked my hair back into a ponytail and I didn't like touch up my curls or anything. So my hair was still curly in a ponytail. So I liked my hair for that. My dress again was Fashion Nova, clear heels. And then the bag that I was wearing was an Amazon bag. It was a dupe of a bag that I can't remember what it was, but it was last season's fall bag and I really liked it, but it was just expensive and I found the dupe on Amazon. So I just got the dupe and I really like it. It's just like a plastic looking black bag, shoulder bag, and I really liked it. So, and again, same jewelry, same hair, same makeup, nothing changes, just a different Fashion Nova dress, same clear heels, same bag. So that was what we wore that night to Komodo. And drinks. My friends all got like delicious drinks. I had sparkling water. The food, we got these incredible steak tacos. They were absolutely insane. We got edamame. We got the Brussels sprouts were so good. They were like crispy citrus Brussels sprouts, insane. We got lo mein, so good. It was truffle lo mein. So it was so rich and it was so good. And we also got veggie fried rice and dim sum. So good. I think we got beef dim sum. Really, really good food. Just like so delicious, so good. Loved every second of it. And we just shared everything. So really, really good. So that was night 2. Day 3 was Friday, which is Miami night 1 for Eras Tour. So we were really excited for this day. This was like the main event. This was the reason that we went to Miami. We met up with our friend Ryan earlier in the day. He lives in Miami and he's a fitness instructor. He teaches at Barry's. So if you guys are in Miami, please go see Ryan Lewis at Barry's. He is the best. So we met up with our friend Ryan for a little bit. I went to Sun Life Organics. Well, we all went to Sun Life Organics and that was fun. I've always wanted to go to Sun Life because I followed the founder's journey for a long time now and I've never been to a Sun Life. So I went. The food was delicious. It was amazing. Really, really great. We hung out with Ryan for a little bit, chit-chatted, and then we went back to the hotel, chilled, and then it was time to get ready for Eras. So I wore a black dress also from Fashion Nova. The dress was backless and again came about to my mid-thigh and was really awesome. I loved the dress a lot. It was very Reputation coded because the gag is, and I mean, it's still Sunday. So like it's Sunday morning as I'm recording this, so it could still happen, but everyone was anticipating a drop of Rep TV Miami night 1. So I was very hopeful of that. I love Reputation and it's one of my top 3. Like my top 3 albums are TTPD, Folklore, Reputation. And it just depends what day you ask me what album's my favorite. But those 3 hold like, I just love them. And I loved the Reputation set during the show. I'll get to it. But anyway, so that's what I wore for the dress. And my shoes, I wore white cowgirl boots, and I'm so happy that I did because I was dancing all night, singing, standing, so I definitely wanted comfortable shoes on. Those clear heels that I wear are comfortable, like I was able to walk to dinner in them, but I could not stand a 3.5 hour concert in them. So I'm really glad that I wore cowgirl boots. Now, the ones that I was wearing are from a boutique that I got years ago, so they're not available anymore, but I linked really, really similar ones from Amazon. They're pretty much the exact same. And I just wore a long crossbody bag, and for my hair, I used my Dyson Shark, and I gave myself a blowout. And I'll have all that stuff linked on my LTK as well. But it was so windy and it ended up being rainy. And because it was just so windy, I ended up tying my hair back anyway. So it didn't even really matter what my hair looked like. But I did do a blowout that night instead of like my normal like beach waves that I normally do. Same makeup, same accessories. Yeah, Fashion Nova dress. Okay. Again, linked on my Instagram. Okay, let's talk about the show. So we were staying in Miami, like I said. So we wanted to get to the venue around like 6 or so that we could get merch, take some pictures, settle in. The show started at around 7 o'clock with Gracie Abrams opening. So we left our hotel at 4:30 and we got there around like 6:15. And that was really great. A lot of traffic. I expected that. I also was like, not really in a rush because I knew that we were going to get there with plenty of time. So that was fine. Got to our seats and yeah, like I don't even know where to begin. So Gracie came on. Katie and I loved Gracie, but we were like, we want to go get merch. So we tried to go get merch while Gracie was performing in hopes that the line would be kind of died down a little bit. It was, but not enough. So we didn't end up getting merch. I just am going to order some online. But so we missed most of Gracie's set because we were in line trying to get merch. And then by the time Gracie was done, we just weren't close. We were close, but not close enough to getting merch to where I was like, okay, like I don't want to miss a second of the show. So let's just go back. So we went back to the show and, I don't even know what to say. So we were covered, which was great because it was a rain show, but we didn't get rained on. And Taylor came out. And it was seriously, you guys, just 3.5 hours of so much fun and screaming and singing and emotion. Like I was crying so much during the show. And that was something that I was not expecting. I was not expecting to cry during the Taylor Swift Eras Tour because I can't even explain what it was. Like it was a sense of like, there is so much energy and so much emotion. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. I'm so lame. There's so much energy and emotion in the stadium that it's just a release of that energy. I feel like it's like the tears and the crying and the sobbing. Like there's something about seeing her live that's so magical and so special. I watched the 1989 movie. And when I saw it, I was like, I know I definitely want to see her. You guys, it's like, it surpassed any expectation that I had. And I already saw the movie, so I kind of knew what to expect a little bit. This was pre-TTPD. So I didn't get to see that in the movie, but I did have some sort of like, okay, this is, expecting. Me and Katie, it was our first time seeing the Eras Tour. Katie's seen Taylor many times before. Rachel and Sarah have seen Eras before. Rachel went the opening night in Glendale, which was like so crazy. And then she also went in Switzerland. And then Sarah went in Philly. So they've seen them before. Me and Katie haven't been to Eras before. So it was our first Eras, not theirs. So I had an idea of what was happening. I had no idea how incredible it was. Like I knew it was going to be incredible, but like it just surpassed all my expectations. So it was so much fun just singing the whole time with like your best girlfriends. Like there's seriously, it doesn't compare. Like it doesn't get better. Can't get better than this. Like it doesn't get better than that. It was so incredible. The stadium was so loud. Like everyone was singing the songs so loud. Like I literally have goosebumps thinking about it. Just crying. And the 10-minute All Too Well, I knew it was coming. And then as soon as it started, I turned to Katie. I was like, I just realized like we're getting 10-minute All Too Well live. And I don't know how I'm going to be afterwards. Like that, priceless, like absolutely priceless. It was the best experience ever. And I have to say, when she sang Champagne Problems, there was a standing ovation after Champagne Problems for like, oh my God, I literally have full body chills, like maybe 2 minutes or so. I was just sobbing after that. And like during the ovation, just so proud of her. Like it's so amazing to see what she's done, whether you love her or hate her. And she's so controversial for whatever freaking reason. People love to say that they hate Taylor Swift. Whatever, love her or hate her, what she is doing is incredible. To be on a tour for 2 years and to sell out the biggest stadiums in the world. She is just incredible. Like she is seriously so inspiring. And like in that moment after Champagne Problems, when everyone was just cheering, it's just like I'm just like so proud of her. Like it's amazing to see what someone can do. Like you look at someone like her and think like she's the most famous person in the world, but she's from a town that's literally 30 minutes away from me. Like, and she was just a normal girl that had a dream and went for it. And now look at her. Like she's amazing. And it's amazing to think that being vulnerable and open can bring you this much success. People love to clown on her relationship. She's the girl that only writes about her breakups. Yeah, whatever. Like say whatever you want. People know that it's way deeper than that. There's way more than that to her. But to build your success off being so vulnerable with the world is so special and something that we don't get to see a ton. Like essentially, like she's opened up her journals to us and we get to live her journals with every detail. And she doesn't leave out the details. And that's what's so painful about her songs and beautiful and poetic. And she's built this fantastic, like there's not even words for it, legacy and career for herself off just being so vulnerable and so open and so like, this is me, take it or leave it. And it's so, she's just so wonderful and so inspiring. And I'm just in awe of her and what she can accomplish. And now being single and seeing how happy she is in a relationship after coming out of a very long-term relationship, it's so inspiring to see. And it's so wonderful to see like true love. And I just love her. So you could love her, you could hate her. It really doesn't matter, but I had a great time and she puts on such an incredible show. It was really fun to see all the girls and guys dressed up. There were friendship bracelets everywhere. Mothers and daughters were so cute. Like she really is for all ages. And it was so awesome. There were these 2 guys who were there just like by themselves. And they were having the time of their life, just like singing every single word. Like Taylor's literally for everyone. And it was so fantastic. So I totally lost it at the Champagne Problems ovation. I totally lost it during 10-minute All Too Well. I lost it during Reputation. It like that era, Reputation was incredible. Like that set, I like need a full Reputation tour. I also want a full TTPD tour because I just love the TTPD album so much. I just want to hear all of those songs. Like I need to hear The Bolter live. I need to hear How Did It End live. I need to hear Peter live. I just want to hear that whole album live and just experience that whole album. It's just so incredible. But the TTPD set was amazing. The whole show was absolutely incredible, surpassed any expectation that I had. We didn't get a Rep TV, but like we did get new Rep outfit, and like it was so funny. Katie at one point, like, you know, it quieted down a little bit, and Katie was just like, "What does it mean?" And the whole section was just like laughing and just like, "Yeah, girl, like we get it." Like it was just funny. It was cool. It was such a great show to be at. I'm really lucky that I was at night 1 Miami. Like I'll never forget the show. I'll never forget the trip. I just had like the time of my life and it was really so much fun. So try to think what else there's not much to say about the show other than it was just incredible and she's incredible and I had the time of my life. Our surprise songs were Tim McGraw and Timeless mashup, and then This Is Me Trying Daylight mashup. That's really it for the show. Show ended, and then getting out was kind of a disaster, but not for us. We thought ahead. So we got a driver And that was really awesome. And our driver was like, look, if you guys are down to walk, like I will pick you guys up because I'm not going in the stadium. But if you're okay to walk, I'll walk to, or I'll go somewhere and you guys can walk to me. And we're like, yes. So once we got out of the stadium, it was so weird. The weather was so weird. It was like raining, but we weren't getting wet. Like you would look around and like you would see rain in the air, but I think because it was so windy that it was just blowing the rain around that we weren't getting wet. It was so weird. Like we were damp by the time we got to the car, but we weren't like soaking wet. It was very weird. So we were walking and it took us about like 45 minutes to walk to our driver. And we probably had to walk like 1.5 miles to get to our driver. Really wasn't an issue compared to some of my friends that were there. They said like it took them hours to get an Uber, or they had to walk like 4 miles to go get their car, something crazy like that. We didn't have that bad of a time getting to our driver, but we're really, really glad that like we booked a driver ahead of time and we just like met him down the road. We walked there, no big deal. He was, and then when we got in the car, I was like, I just want a Diet Coke so bad and I'm starving. And then the other girls were like, I'm also starving. And he was like, oh my God, I'll stop. So we stopped at Wawa, which was so awesome to have a Wawa in Miami. Like it was just awesome. So we stopped at Wawa. I got a soft pretzel and Diet Coke and a water. That's the thing. I drank maybe 5 sips of water this entire trip. Like I'm really not good at drinking water. So like today I'm making sure that I drink water. Got back to the hotel, went to bed, and then we woke up Saturday morning and flew home yesterday. Again, flight home was great, easy peasy. I didn't knit on the way home. I just like took my medication and then looked out the window and thought the whole time. I was just thinking like the whole trip, like people say like raw dogging a flight. That was me. I literally was just like looking out the window. It was a very pretty flight home because we were flying up the coast and I was on the right side of the plane. So I got to look at the water the whole time, the shorelines, the coast. It was a very, very pretty flight home. So I was really happy to see that. It was clear. It was a beautiful flight home. So I was able to look at the shore. It was so cool and crazy because when you land coming from Florida to Philly, and if you go the route that I went, which most of the time whenever I fly home from Florida, it is the same route. You get to pass along the Jersey shoreline. So I saw Sea Isle and my parents were in Sea Isle. So I was like, hey parents. I saw the studios. Like it was cool. So I also know that it's Sea Isle because Sea Isle doesn't have tall buildings, but they have 2 tall buildings called the Spinnaker, and Stride is in the Spinnaker building. So I can always see them. They literally stick out like sore thumbs on the island. So I could see them. And then I was like, that's Sea Isle, that's Avalon, that's, whatever. So it was cool. And that's normally like when the captain says like we're beginning our descent, which is so crazy because from that minute, from when they say like we're beginning our descent, you typically have like 20 minutes until you land. And they normally say that around Sea Isle. So like when they get from Delaware into Jersey is normally when they say that, which is like Cape May. So they're like, yeah, we're beginning our descent. And then we land 20 minutes later. And I'm like, that's so funny because if I were to drive that, it would take an hour and a half. But when I fly it, it takes 20 minutes. So it's just funny. Anyway, we landed, got our bags, drove home. And then I got Chick-fil-A on the way home. It was incredible. I got a chicken sandwich. So freaking good. And I got home probably like at 4 o'clock, ate my Chick-fil-A. You guys, 4:30, dead asleep, passed out. We didn't get back to our hotel Friday night after the show until like maybe 1. And then I was just kind of pumped up on adrenaline until like 2:30. So I was just like kind of scrolling on my phone. We woke up early because we had an early flight. We left our hotel around like 7:30. So we woke up at 6. So I didn't, or around 7. So I only slept about 5 hours or so. So I didn't sleep like a ton the night before. So I got home just exhausted, slept literally from 4:30 until I woke up this morning at 7. My Oura Ring loves me today. Loves me. I got so much restorative sleep, deep sleep. Like I feel really, really good. So anyway, that was my Miami trip. That's all the tea, you guys. That's everything I did. Girls trip, Miami, eras, outfits, hair, makeup, cosplaying, being a Miami baddie. It was so much fun. I had the time of my life. I had a marvelous time ruining everything. It was so great. And thanks for listening, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. This was fun. Just like sit down and recap things with you guys. I have a fun week coming up. I'm going to New York on Wednesday to record podcast episode with some friends I'm really excited about. And then that's like, I have some like girl stuff going on this week. just with like some girlfriends on Thursday night. So just like a really fun week ahead, and life is good. I'm very blessed. I'm very, very grateful. And yeah, I'm just happy to be here and be alive and talk to you guys. So thank you guys so much for listening. Happy Manifest Monday. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you all next week. Bye, guys.